Well, this is a topic near and dear to me, and it was motivated by an article written by JLL, which is an investment firm offering real estate services in Canada to investors and folks that own and manage property. They were talking about the crisis being over for commercial financing, that lending seems to be on an upswing based on the survey or the conversations that they've been having with lenders in the marketplace that they work with, even insofar as saying that lenders not only expect to lend the same amount of money that they did last year, they actually hope to increase that. And so I thought it was important to say, well, kind of what does this mean for you as a business owner? And given that we've been talking about commercial mortgages and businesses buying commercial mortgages, it sort of seemed appropriate that this would be kind of a good item to discuss today. Just as a recap, in 2008, when the market bottomed out, probably, I think for me, all the way until mid 2011, even early 2012, the credit market just froze almost instantly. And in fact, I remember the month that it froze for lots of reasons. But money was impossible to get. Commercial mortgages virtually instantly stopped, and they also were kind of the last to come back around. In fact, it was easier to get a business loan, and it was easier to get a residential mortgage than it was a commercial mortgage over the years of kind of the bottom of the trough. Land was impossible to finance. It didn't matter how good your land was. It didn't matter how much money you were going to borrow against it, 10%, 20%, 30%. It didn't matter. No one was doing land. But over the last couple of years, things seem to have come back. And with the publishing of this article and these results, it sort of seems like it's official that this commercial financing crisis is over. Land is kind of more popular now. It's easier to get a land deal done today than it was even a year ago. Interest rates are low, lenders are active, and so in the context now of your business and what this means for you, if you're looking at purchasing a property and your business has been around for a few years, maybe your lease is about to expire, or you can kind of see that in the next couple of years it's going to expire and we want to plan for the future, that because of the mood of commercial lenders today might be the day to start putting a plan together for buying a building or purchasing an asset. The cost of capital is very low. If your business is growing or has plans for growth that will impact the building or the premises that you operate out of, you might want to take a moment to consider a commercial mortgage. In the past, from up and until 2012, when a business went to the bank and said, look, I'd like to borrow money to buy a building, the bank would say, great, well, let's look at your last 2 years of history. And, those were the hardest 2 years of history for many businesses to show a bank. And so businesses really, it was tough to get approved. In 2014, now doing a 2-year look back, many businesses can actually show, okay, before the downturn, things were okay, and then we dipped. But then, in the last 2 years, you can definitely see financially that things are back on the upswing. That means that a lender will look at that information and say, okay, great, we would like to consider lending money to you. So if you were wondering, if maybe a couple of years ago you went to the bank as a business owner and they said, look, we're not interested in lending to you today. If you went back to them today with the same request, you'd probably find that they would be more open to listening, and they probably would be very interested in presenting you with a term sheet or a commitment letter for some different options. We, of course, can help you with that. So if you visit emilynow.ca, take in the commercial mortgage amount that you're looking for, drop it into the main page, and then as you go through the rest of the steps, you're going to be able to see what's required. You'll be able to get access to all the lenders in the marketplace. In fact, you can use our team to help you do that, or you can just pick off the lenders that you want to look at your request and send it direct to them, and you don't need to use our team at all. But in either case, at emilynow.ca, you can maybe take a second pass at trying to see what your business would qualify for today and how you can put a deal together. So thanks for watching this week's Emily Now episode. Hopefully you were able to get some insight into commercial mortgages, what they mean for your business, how you can qualify, an example of how another business did it, and there's some interesting things there to think about.